Welcome to Financing the American Dream. I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and today we're taking you all across the country to show you the best of real estate, lifestyle, and culture.
We're going to show you why people are moving here and relocating to Cleveland, and those who do live here, why they never want to leave.
One place that served as a little bit of its own oasis, almost kind of like a beacon of hope, was a co-working space that's right here.
To meet the woman in black, a rising country singer, Jordan Rayner.
This is kind of the world famous arch here, and it leads into a beach that you can actually drive your car right on.
So which neighborhood in Washington, D.C. gets the award for having the best name? It's gotta be Foggy Bottoms.
We originally started down here. I wanted to bring it back to our roots.
Yeah, so the legacy continues on.
You're gonna love the stories we have to share today. Let's get this show started right now.
The search is over, baby. I'm right here, and I got it.
The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted.
I got it.
These are stories for you and by you.
I got it.
Hey everyone, Sally Vance here, your host of Financing the American Dream here in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. I love to describe this town as a boutique Key West, and one of my clients actually told me that there are 157 bars in a 2-mile radius of this little town. I'm actually standing at the end of Flagler Avenue. This is kind of the world famous arch here, and it leads into a beach that you can actually drive your car right on. I want to tell you about how this town is actually my American dream. So I'm going to take you, introduce you to a realtor friend of mine, and we're going to check out amazing listing that she just put on the market. So it's that true country lifestyle. So I am here with Kerrianne Johnston, broker and owner of Local Living Realty Group. Her and her team are our favorites to work with as the lender because they truly are locals and they understand the ins and outs of this unique community.
My passion really came from being born and raised in New Smyrna Beach, and I wanted to be an active member of the community, encourage my agents to be an active member of the community, and keep the amazing small town charm that this town has to offer.
Absolutely, and we're actually going to go see your brand new listing that has a ton of charm. I can't wait to see it. Let's go. I am here outside of Kerrianne's amazing farmhouse listing.
Hi.
Hey, good to see you.
Come on in.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to 435 Spring Forest Drive in New Smyrna Beach, offering over 12,000 total square feet. You also get a lot more here than you do on beachside. You're getting multiple custom outbuildings, such as a 60 by 60 workshop, 6-car garage, a pool bar, also a game room. You're getting a resort style pool, a brand new barn.
I can tell that it is not your average farmhouse renovation, especially built in 1990. This place looks brand new.
All of the major systems were either redesigned or upgraded, but most importantly, they really focused on the aesthetic details like the custom wood cabinetry, wall-to-ceiling shiplap.
I've been doing mortgages now 20 years, so we love to be able to coach those buyers on their most important investment, which is that home.
We love working with Cross Country Mortgage really because you focus on providing value to your customers and educating them with every step along the way. I really love that you use tools that show the buyers whether or not they're making a good investment for themselves.
And it's wonderful to work with a team member on that, in that transaction with a realtor like you and your team.
Real estate in New Smyrna Beach is not always fun and games, but it is when you get to spend time and hang out at a place like this.
As you know, this is a really cool town, so why don't we run to Canal Street, meet some friends, and show them New Smyrna a little bit.
Let's get rolling.
All right, let's go. Let's take one more shot. So we are here at Canal Street, which is actually on mainland New Smyrna, and this is where most of the locals love to come on their weekends and hang out.
I also like coming early in the morning on Saturdays. They have the wonderful farmer's market. It's starting 7 a.m. here every week.
They also do a craft beer walk every month and all sorts of other really cool coastal events. We're actually here at the brewery, which is essentially our cheers bar here for the locals. We all love to go grab a beer and hang out with our friends. Come on in. So thank you for joining us today here in New Smyrna Beach. I am now here with some of my team. We are going to enjoy our beers, but next time we will be showing off more of this amazing city. I am Sally Vance with Cross Country Mortgage, captain of Team Wonder Women, and we are here in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
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 Courtney DeMarco with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation of Northern Ohio. I'm here today with my friend Dan Tyson of RE/MAX Edge, the Greater Cleveland team, and we are so extremely proud to show you today Cleveland, Ohio.
That's right. We're going to show you why people are moving here and relocating to Cleveland, and those who do live here, why they never want to leave.
That's right. Let's go, Dan. The heart of rock and roll is in Cleveland. We're here in front of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And we are so proud to be home of the Rock Hall here. In fact, if you haven't been here, come and check it out. And if you have been, come back again. These exhibits are always changing. In fact, we have 2 new inductees this coming year, Jay-Z and none other than Tina Turner herself. Courtney, who are a few local rock stars here that you love?
So many, but Machine Gun Kelly, hands down. MGK, we love him here in Cleveland. He's got his own coffee shop, and there's rumors that you could even see him and Megan Fox hanging out here in downtown Cleveland. We've got Joe Walsh. We've got Tracy Chapman. We've got the drummer from Kiss, Eric Singer, 9 Inch Nails, all from Cleveland.
Welcome to Playhouse Square. What you might not know is Cleveland is home to the second largest theater and Broadway square footage here in the United States, second only to New York City. And we're underneath this giant chandelier. It stands 40 feet above us. It is 20 feet long and it's 4,200 crystals. You can see lots of shows here. My favorite is Wicked. Courtney, what's your favorite?
Actually, my favorite is a musical. It's Rent. Love coming to see all the different shows that you can see right here in downtown Cleveland. You know, Dan, there's just so many places that we could have went and seen today here in Cleveland and just not enough time.
I know. We've got world-class healthcare. We've got the theater district. We've got the restaurants. We've got fine dining on the lake. And of course, our die-hard sports fans.
You can find those Brown fans packed in like sardines every Sunday down at the Muni lot. And let's not forget the steel mills. We're known for big industry here in Cleveland. The steel mills, Superman himself, the Man of Steel, was conceptualized right out of Cleveland. But right now, we're here at Lago on the east bank of the Flats, one of the only places that you can actually experience fine dining in the later hours of the evening. Such good Italian-themed food, and they even have a Japanese-themed restaurant right next door. The cocktails are delicious. The wine list is amazing. Cheers to the American Dream, Cleveland.
The American Dream.
ghost town. We were only being curious. Imagine all the places we'll go.
So today we're talking about legacy. What's legacy got to do with real estate, right? You're going to find out on this episode of Financing the American Dream.
Ready, set, let's go.
So, we're talking about legacy today, which is super important to me in my business and really in all of our communities. So I asked Taylor to join us to tell us a little bit about the legacy of E.M. Smith Family Jewelers. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing, amazing business that you guys have had since, my gosh, when?
1948.
Gosh, that's so crazy. It's so long. But,
Yes.
You didn't start out, a lot of people think, oh, well, Taylor, of course Taylor's going to work there. Her dad owned it. But that's not really what happened.
No, it's not. I was actually working at Huntington Bank's corporate office and handling mortgage foreclosures at that point. And in 2013 is when I finally joined the business.
Yeah. And so, since you weren't here, how did that kind of come about?
Well, we had someone that passed away, and so Dad needed help. And he called me and asked me if I wanted to join the business. Now was my opportunity.
Tell us a little about your location change. It was what, a year, 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was August of 2020 is when we opened down here. After Dad retired and sold his building, I renovated down here and opened. So
yeah, it's an amazing store, obviously. You've done a lot with the space that you have. So, and you're growing. You're growing, your staff has grown. It has been just an amazing thing to watch you come down and come into the downtown. Not that you've not always been a huge part of our community, but being downtown has been really awesome to have you here.
We returned downtown because we originally started down here, and I wanted to bring it back to our roots.
Yeah, so the legacy continues on, and hopefully someday with Marin as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us today. I love, love, love the shop. I love to buy things in here, as you well know.
Yes.
So thank you for taking time today. I know you guys are really busy this time of year, and we appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So today we are here with Tim Rutherford. He is an agent at ERA Martin & Associates, but he's also president at Cornerstone Builders. But more importantly, he has got an amazing legacy. So thank you for joining us today, Tim.
Thanks, Jen.
So your dad, always an entrepreneur at spirit.
Yes.
Got you into this real estate world, right?
Right, exactly. So I built houses for years. My father was a realtor for 35 years in the industry. He kept bugging me to get my real estate license. I broke my ankle, or my kneecap, I think. Couldn't work. So I thought I'll just go get my real estate, take my classes, and got my license, started selling real estate, and started enjoying it.
Yeah.
And thought this is a little easier physically than climbing around on houses and roofs. The best thing about my dad and both my parents, they loved helping people.
Yeah.
And my dad talked about, he'd always talk about these young couple, these kids, finding them a house and a home that they could own and have it as their own.
Well, thank you for sharing a little bit of your story with us today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And Tim is an amazing builder. You've got to look a little bit at this home that he built today. This is a rehab that he did. So awesome. You already got it under contract, which is normal right now.
Yes.
But he always has great houses, and get in touch with him if you need something in our area. He'll be glad to help.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jen.
Thank you.
Welcome to Financing the American Dream, Nashville style. Today we are down on Broadway in the heart of Nashville, headed over to Florida-Georgia line to meet the woman in black, a rising country singer, Jordan Rayner. Let's go say hi to Jordan. So here we are in the green room of Florida-Georgia line, and I am here with the recording artist, Jordan Rayner. I'd like to start it off with just who Jordan Rayner is. Yeah, I know you grew up in Oklahoma. You were raised in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I think it was Durant, Oklahoma.
Durant, Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm a cowgirl at heart. My childhood was
Was riding horses, dodging tornadoes, just kind of typical Oklahoma life. And my dad being a pastor, you know, so I grew up on the front pew of a Baptist church. And honestly, that's kind of the foundation that everything else is built on, you know. So moving to Nashville, it was one of those things where I had always kind of dreamed about it, thought about it, you know. I always wanted to be a part of like what was going on in Nashville. There was such a mystique about it, you know. It's like, man, that's where the superstars live and all that. And 2014 was a bad year for me, but I was married at the time too. We wound up broke, homeless, carless.
Wow.
Trying to get out of that hole that we were in, I started working at a donut shop, working midnight to 10 a.m. making donuts for tips, and just we had this little jar. We wrote on it, Nashville or bust. And so we put every dime we made from that donut shop in until we had $1,000 in it. And we took off with $1,000 and saying, well, here goes nothing. I've been mentored and been surrounded by great songwriters, Dean Dillon being among them, Kevin Brandt, who wrote Love of a Woman by Travis Tritt by himself, wrote a #1 by himself. And you know, it's one of those things where I just, whenever I moved here, that's all I wanted to do was write songs. I had no really aspirations of being an artist. About 5-6 years ago, I couldn't sing. I had a disorder. I had a problem with my throat where I had about a 1 octave range. Singing wasn't in the cards for me. So that's why I honed in so close on writing. I was like, I'm just gonna be the best songwriter I can be. And I ended up going to a doctor, finding out what was wrong with me, started treating it, and all of a sudden we kind of unearthed this voice that I had. And I was like, well, this changes the game a little bit. What if I started singing the songs myself? And so I did, and so now all of a sudden I kind of have this kind of double threat thing where I've got really smart, witty songs that tell stories that I think everybody can relate to, and I have a voice that is really unique because I'm still kind of discovering it. It's still kind of new to me. So I've kind of got great songs and I think a cool voice, and putting the two together.
It's really great getting to know you.
And it's been awesome.
I wish
Thank
you the best success in 2022. Blessings to you.
Thank you, and likewise, blessings to you and your family, and I'm thrilled to have gotten to know you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
Pleasure.
What an awesome conversation with Jordan Rayner, who I believe is going to be the next Nashville superstar, and you watch out. I'd like to thank Jordan for her time. I would like to thank the Florida Georgia management staff for allowing us to shoot our show. And most importantly, I would like to thank the supporters for financing the American Dream, because without you, we don't have a show. And this show is growing fast. I'm your host, John Gardella, here in Nashville. And until next time, see you later.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Financing the American Dream. We're in downtown San Francisco, right on the edge of Jackson Square. And in reflecting back on 2020, everyone thinks of it as the year of COVID. More specifically, though, if you worked in a major city, it was really about the year of the shutdown. Businesses being shut down. Businesses having their employees go to work from home until further notice. One place that served as a little bit of its own oasis, almost kind of like a beacon of hope, was a co-working space that's right here, and I'm proud to call it my office, called Canopy, and is an upscale, more sophisticated, and a dynamic co-working space as opposed to some of the ones that you might hear of in other major cities. I'm excited to share with you guys the place that I'm really proud to call my office. Let's go check out Canopy. So just sat down and I'm here with the CEO of Canopy, Steve Mohebi. And Steve, thanks for sitting down with me for a few minutes here before the holiday party gets going. This place I'm very proud to call where I get to work, and it's served as this unique place that stayed open during some really tough times. But before we get into that, I want to ask you as the CEO, because every great place has a great story, or at least it's supposed to.
Yes.
What was the story and the inspiration behind Canopy?
We started Canopy to solve one of our own pains. My early business partner and I wanted to look to share an office. And so we went out as customers of this industry, touring around spaces, and really nothing appealed to us. And frankly, we were looking for something elevated. And we were ready to pay for it, but the product just didn't exist. So we said, hey, what about a product that would serve people in our demographic, maybe a little bit more accomplished in your career as yourself, And so we built Canopy to serve really our own needs and the cohort that we represent.
How was Canopy able to ride out the storm? And how has Canopy thrived since then? And what do you see the office dynamic looking like going forward now that things have changed so much?
Well, we've always been a disciplined business. We've maintained very strong profitability and unit economics from day one, and the hybrid model has prevailed. I don't think a Monday through Friday 9 to 5 commute is coming back anytime soon, if ever. What you have is a phenomenon where net utilization is dramatically decreased. If you have half your team working from home half the time, you don't need a calculator to figure out that your net utilization has gone down dramatically. And so as leases are burning off in the marketplace, companies are really thinking hard about workspace answer, and it's probably not run downstairs to the leasing office and renew your lease like you would have done the past cycles. Now it's, look, we need something indeed flexible. Yes, there are periods where most of the team is away and working remote, which is low utilization, but there are some times where we need an all-hands meeting, or we get together in larger groups, maybe host investors or portfolio companies. And so we can't just go put ourselves in a very, very small space. We need indeed flex space. And so not just Canopy, but really the whole industry is really rising to the occasion and seizing the moment, because flexibility is key. Flex office is really the killer app of the commercial real estate industry, and the entire industry is really riding this wave to the greatest of heights now.
Big kudos and congratulations to you guys, Steve, on doing that.
Thank you.
I'm proud to call this place where I work as well. I love coming in here every day, and I appreciate everything you've done for all of us as members.
We're proud to have you. Thank you for your support.
All right. I'm glad you guys got to see what is very unique to me and special, because I get to call this place my work, but how unique and dynamic sophisticated co-working spaces can be, specifically here in San Francisco. A big thanks to Steve Mohebi, the CEO of Canopy, for sitting down and taking a few minutes with us here today to talk about the vision for this place and how it all came to be. That concludes another episode of Financing the American Dream San Francisco. I'm late for the holiday party, so I'll see you guys next time.
So which neighborhood in Washington, D.C. gets the award for having the best name? It's got to be Foggy Bottom. Foggy Bottom got its start over 200 years ago as European settlers decided to make this area their home. Some people ask, well, how did the name come to be? Well, some people say it's because of the mist that rolls off the Potomac River and turns into fog as it reaches the land. Some people say it's because of the industry that happened in the early 20th century with all the factories and the smoke that arose from their smokestacks. Either way, the name is stuck, and Foggy Bottom today is home to many public and private institutions. Some places like the American Red Cross, the State Department, the IMF, the World Bank, the Kennedy Center, and it's also home to one of the most infamous scandals in U.S. history, the Watergate scandal that took down a sitting American president. I'm John Ritter, your host. You're watching Financing the American Dream. Come with me today as we explore Foggy Bottom. Standing in front of one of the most popular destinations in all of DC, the Kennedy Center, which has its home here in Foggy Bottom. At the Kennedy Center, you can take in the orchestra, you can take in the theater, you can take in concerts. All of these things are right within walking distance for residents who live in Foggy Bottom. And speaking of residents, let's go check out what it looks like to live here in Foggy Bottom. We're going to go talk with local real estate expert Ben Snyder. Come with me.
And I'm back again.
The rays cut through the haze, happy to shine. So we're here with local real estate expert Ben Snyder with Compass Real Estate to tell us about the Foggy Bottom community and what it's like to live here in Foggy Bottom. So Ben, what makes Foggy Bottom such a desirable place to be?
Foggy Bottom is really fantastic. It sits almost at the intersection of Georgetown, downtown, so DuPont Circle, West End, and it offers a lot of flexibility for its residents, from shopping, dining, getting out to your favorite cafe. You also have the university here, George Washington University. You have GW Hospital, which is another big employer and another factor down here. But you also have really, really fun attractions like the Kennedy Center and the Watergate Hotel, which are within walking distance of most of the residential areas here.
So as far as the coming spring market in 2022, what are you guys forecasting? Is it going to be a repeat of last year? More of the same? What are you expecting?
From everything we see with limited inventory, demand for close-in city living housing as we see a lot of these neighborhood attractions start to open up and life getting back to more normal. A lot of demand for still being close in these desired, more established neighborhoods in the city. Especially this coming spring, a fairly hot market. You know, we do have the impending rate increases that I think a lot of people are scared about, but I don't necessarily see that stopping people from, say, buying their dream home in Foggy Bottom or one of these fairly highly sought after neighborhoods.
If you're looking to purchase a home in the Foggy Bottom neighborhood or anywhere in Greater DC, please look up Ben Snyder with Compass Real Estate. I'm John Ritter. You've been watching Financing the American Dream. We'll catch you next time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Financing the American Dream. I've been your host, Craig Sowing, a real show, not a reality show. Don't forget, you can find us on social at The American Dream TV. Until next time, cheers to your American Dream.
Hello, America, and welcome to The American Dream,
a national TV show centered on real estate, lifestyle, and culture. Let's get this show started right now.
I ain't gonna wait. I'm coming at you straight. Got you in my rear view. I don't even hear you. I'm already flying away.
I cannot wait to show you the inside of this incredible estate.
American Dream TV is a chance for America to hear from small business owners and big dreamers, local leaders and trendsetters, tastemakers and upshakers, the men and women, young and old, in every ethnicity and different perspective of this country we share. We are the American Dream TV, and together we are changing the world of television.
Do you know my name? Notorious, infamous, wanted man, dangerous. I'm an army, I'm a legion, I'm a ghostin', I'm a heathen.